What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something a little bit more serious regarding Call of Duty Warzone 2 because it's not good news. You've probably seen other commentators and other, videos on YouTube already on this, but I wanted to give my 2 cents on it over some shipment gameplay. The shipment gameplay is relevant because as of recording today, here like Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, I have been playing the hell out of shipment here on Modern Warfare 2. I don't hate it at all. I think it's honestly probably one of the more tolerable experiences of shipment I've played in recent years. I think Modern Warfare 2019, it was just way too small, way too spawn condensed where, yeah, you're going to get a bad spawn every time on shipment, right? There's no denying that. But when it came to Modern Warfare 2019, it just felt like more often than not you were given a bad spawn, and obviously that's not a great feeling. So that's how I felt about Modern Warfare 2019 shipment. I think Vanguard shipment was a little bit better, but I think something that kind of pissed me off was like the super short game modes and game timers, right? Especially if you were running like a double XP token or something like that, you just were wasting so much time on like TDM or even kill confirm to some degree, because the games would not last nearly long enough for you to actually use, your game time, right? Like you might as well have just sat in the lobby longer and waited for like a hard point or something, or a domination where you're for sure, going to get a certain, I guess, playtime through the game mode. So hopefully you enjoy the shipment in the background. I think we switch over to Shoot House a little bit later on. Anyway, let's talk about this tweet from FaZe Swag. I don't know where he exactly pulled this article, either Charlie Intel or some news outlet out there, but it is 100% confirmed true stats. This is just actual numbers from Steam, and it has to do with the player count on Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, and it's not good news. So if you're interested in the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Guys, I just want to take a second here and appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. We hit 8K subscribers, 8,000 finally on the channel. It was a long journey in the 7,000s, but we finally made it to 8K. I do appreciate everyone who's, subscribed, who watches videos. So thank you so much for that. Hopefully we hit 10K, sooner rather than later. But anyway, let's get into this tweet. I'm going to flash it on screen from FaZe Swag. As follows: a combination of 416,212 players jumped onto Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, the sequel to the BR title, and 4 days later, both titles reached a combined peak of 488,897 concurrent players on November 2nd, 2022. We're now barely 18 days removed from Warzone 2's debut, and December 7th, 2022 reported that 217,328 people logged into both titles on Steam. That's a loss of 271,569 users and counting, representing approximately a 56% reduction in the player count. That is absolutely nutty, absolutely insane. Essentially, you went from, let's call it 500K down to 220K, and that basically means you dropped 270K. Like, it's actually insane how many people you dropped. You lost over 50% of your player base, okay, in the span of 18 days. That is actually nutty. Now keep in mind, this is December 7th, 2022. At the time of recording this, it's about like 10-11 days later since that day, so I'm curious to check what it is. I don't have Steam installed right now, otherwise I would, but when this was tweeted a couple days back, this is absolutely nutty, man. I'm not surprised, because when you stop and think about, who's talking about Warzone, who's playing Modern Warfare, who are the first people that come to mind, right? Like, I can't think of anybody. So many people have left this franchise to go play Apex, to go play Fortnite, to go play whatever on God's green earth else, because people are just done with Call of Duty. I'm talking long-term fans, okay? I think that there's a good portion of people out there who only play COD, don't like COD, but feel the need to only play COD because they don't like anything else. I've probably fallen into that boat myself. And when it comes to FPS shooters, I can dabble in Valorant, I can dabble in Apex, but when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna fully stick to these games, okay? I'm a Call of Duty player, okay? I'm a COD player, I'm a Call of Duty player. That's my bread and butter. That's a lot of people, they grew up on it. I think a lot of people were, okay venturing out to Warzone because it was still Call of Duty, it was something new, and it seemed fun. Warzone 1 was fun for a good amount of time. The meta, I would say, like the Growl meta was pretty fun. A couple other metas were fun, but at a certain point it got too campy, it got too convoluted, and like I said, still have not touched Warzone 2, not even a minute of it, okay? I have talked to a couple more people, a couple more buddies. People are not down with it. You know, people play it, they hop on, they play one match for 40 minutes, die to a guy sitting in a building, and log off and feel no desire to continue playing again. Because in this day and age, time is money, okay? Inflation's a real thing, especially if you live in the US, right? There's a lot of things you can be doing with your time. Even if you're not grinding on YouTube videos or streams or anything like that, even if you're just like chilling and watching something, like, do you really want to be locked in for 30 to 40 minutes at a time just to get like what, 2-3 kills and then die to something that is completely BS? Even if you get like 10-12 kills and die to something that's BS, like, it just leaves such a bad taste in your mouth for wanting to play again. Another thing that's kind of an issue with Warzone 2, at least in my opinion, I checked out DMZ, and from what I understand, it's kind of similar to Warzone 2, so I'm just going to go off my DMZ experience. It's convoluted, it's messy, it doesn't seem fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, because again, it's for a certain type of player, and I don't think I'm him. I'm not that guy. But for people who do find that kind of like extraction mode fun, that large scale game mode fun, I'm sure a lot of people are enjoying DMC. It's just not for me, and I don't feel a need to play that. My wish was that Infinity Ward would work on 6v6 and, you know, fully develop that. And then maybe, maybe Raven Software or Treyarch or whoever else who is not handling the 6v6 could actually work on DMZ, Warzone, what have you, right? It would be easier that way. You'd have less cooks in the kitchen. Now, instead, you got Infinity Ward with 3,000 developers and a non-functioning game and a terrible UI. Like, that's probably a huge portion as to why the player count was reduced. Another thing that I want to point out as far as the reduction goes, and as far as the high numbers of the peak of 488, now I understand you're probably going to have that because it's a new game, it's been hyped up, it's a new title, it's still Call of Duty, right? You still got Call of Duty on the box, people are going to buy it regardless. I think that the Modern Warfare 2 honestly did a pretty good job marketing this title, because a lot of people bought into it. A lot of people saw, it was going to be a new era of Call of Duty. This is going to be the best COD. This is going to be, kind of like a all-around Call of Duty. A lot of people are going to be, fun and happy with it. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not thrilled with it, but I don't hate this game. I know a ton of people who hate this game with a passion. This is not the worst Call of Duty game. This is probably not in the bottom 5, okay? It's not in the top 5, but it's not in the bottom 5 either. I don't think that, it's anywhere near that. I might be in the honeymoon phase, maybe a couple of skill-based matchmaking lobbies later, I'll be changing my tune. But for right now, dude, I'm not saying I love it, but I'm not saying it's bad either, okay? There's a lot of weapon variety. I think that the maps overall are better than a lot of the other maps. They're not great maps, but they're better than a lot of the maps that we've seen in previous years. My big thing as for why I personally like is because there's actually stuff to do in the game. The camo grind is long. The camo grind is interesting. There's, things to level up past level 55, now that we have a full season and stuff like that. The battle pass is, I don't want to say interesting. It's still a battle pass, but it's up there. It's intriguing enough to capture my interest and be like, oh, hey, I actually have to go through the battle pass and pick what I want. Versus, a standard battle pass of 100 tiers. You don't even know when you unlock stuff, because once you get your new weapons at 15 and 31, I think, you don't really care that much anymore about what else. Maybe you get a cool skin at 100 or a cool camo at like 80. Other than that, I really don't care. I don't even look through the battle pass. But this year, I'm actually looking through it. I'm noticing some cool pathways and cool stuff that I want. For instance, the new gun, you have to like pick your path to get that gun. So that's interesting. You have to just go through a certain amount of stuff to see what you want. I think it's called the Bass P or whatever. I also unlocked the Chimera. Let's talk about that real quick. The Chimera is, I guess, the Honey Badger of like level 14 out of 18 now. Double weapon XP is going on. I've been playing the hell out of this game. I literally have a headache right now because I've been playing this game so much today on Saturday. Literally, not even kidding, at least 5 to 6 hours, which is crazy for me. I haven't played Call of Duty straight like that since like 2020, probably in the pandemic. But I wanted to share this news about Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2's like just reduction in players, because it's disappointing, but it's also expected, and I think it's necessary. If a game like Modern Warfare 2 can't even bring people back, can't even retain a player base, like, what is the next Vanguard going to be? What is the next Treyarch game that's not a Black Ops title going to be? You know, like, you're heavily reliant on the name Modern Warfare, and you can't pull sales, you can't pull players, and you can't retain players. So what are you going to do? Activision, like, you got to start listening to the community. Okay, I'm not talking just the Modern Warfare like multiplayer community, but the Warzone community too. These guys are in an uproar. I don't know anybody who's uploading Warzone right now. A lot of your main guys have switched to either multiplayer or they've switched to another game. You know, I think Apex is getting more players and stuff like that. Fortnite probably as well. It's kind of a sad state of affairs, but I also think it's pretty necessary. You know, Call of Duty has to wake up. Anyway, man, that's it for the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave a comment in the comment section what you thought about the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.